We're here.
We're doing it.
I didn't have to go over and push the button. We have a cameraman.
I just love our progress in life, you know?
Good morning, Goddess. Life is good.
And life gets better. And that's the topic of our show today.
Life gets better?
Life gets better because shift happens. And the thing that we want to talk about...
we were doing this on relationships.
We are doing on relationships. That's why I'm saying life gets better. Your relationship to yourself, your relationship to others, and changes in relationships. It's all
especially at this age.
Well,
interesting times. Well, you know, we've just been through a very interesting season.
When you're over 40.
Not only have we found new relationships that we're enjoying and stepping into and having all kinds of fun with discovering who we are at this age.
Now give the punchline away.
All of our kids.
I know.
Too. We're going to have a whole separate show with just the kids.
Yep. The
4 of our kids,
Mm-hmm.
even though we don't have 4 kids, but 4.
5 of them that I know of, but 4,
all broke up with their partners at the same time and have new relationships.
I know. It's incredible. And even if they didn't, watching them go through this change in life has been very enlightening for me. You know, not just as a parent going, oh, my poor baby, how did you do this? Let me see. Where does he live? I will hunt him down. And, you know, natural things like that a mother goes through. It was an amazing phenomenon, if you will. It's faster.
Very conscious, too. These
and
girls.
Very conscious.
Are amazing. Right. They went through all the grief things, you know, the anger and frustration and, you know, all that stuff. And yet they moved through it so fast.
Right. Weeks instead of months.
Like years for me sometimes.
Years for her. It's only been 2 years for me.
2 years for me is like kind of the thing.
In dog years.
Yeah.
Right.
You know, when she lost her husband, she's like a month later, okay, let's move on. We
just had a camp. Not. That's horrible.
Yes, you were.
No.
And
we had a pain, and I said, I want to move on. But there was no way.
It wasn't happening.
It was a year and
their
2
own
months.
time.
Yeah.
They take their own time. But we just had a goddess camp. What was the name of the goddess camp?
Get over yourself?
No, get the fuck over it.
You can't say that on camera.
Yes, you can.
Stop it.
Yes, you can.
All right, well, it was get over it.
It was. And we did.
Yeah.
We got over a lot of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. And it also, we call it peeling the onion when you have an issue and you get down to like, what's wrong? Oh, I'm sad. He broke up with me. Whatever. Peel the onion a little bit. Now, after sad, well, now I'm really angry. How dare he break up? How dare he die on me? How dare he, you know, whatever. And then you peel the onion a little. What's the next layer?
There are layers.
And you are, when you're conscious,
yeah,
and these girls are just like we are, of course. When you're conscious, you're sitting there, and half the time, I don't know about you, I was proud of the way I was handling things. And you found out that other people were proud of you too, going, wow, thank you. Say it again.
It was the black humor that we really enjoyed.
Yeah, it was pretty good. I'm funny.
We got into fests, actually.
Humor fests. It was just, yeah.
Can you top this bad joke?
Yeah, yeah. Bring out your dad jokes. It's really good. Okay, because who's going to complain? He's dead. So,
but, you know, what's so beautiful about watching our kids is that they have the gift of us.
I know. That's my
so they got to see us move through these kinds of experiences, and they know everything we know, which has taken us how many years to learn?
We didn't know that they were listening to us. I mean,
know.
You don't know that they're actually, until you hear them telling a girlfriend, oh, well, you know, things are always going to get better.
My daughter is the best counselor ever.
Is she?
She's amazing.
Oh my God, brilliant.
Where did she get it?
I have no idea.
I don't know.
From her Auntie Jean, obviously. Because when brilliance oozes from the child of your loins, you're just,
you know, those images are starting to get a little too much.
What?
I don't want oozing from the
okay,
loins.
sorry. Anyway, you have to focus on that. Don't focus on that. My point is, you can be proud of yourself, but when your kids do it, you just a different layer of pride.
It's
and that's what we try and do for you, our fabulous fans, is to say, we're here saying we've gone through it, we're still going through it.
Look at the crap we're going through, and we're still smiling.
And if we can get through it, you can too. That's important.
I think that's a lot of the reason a lot of us go through things, so that we can help others along, because we've been through it, you know.
It's a spiritual gift.
Yeah.
You know, think on a higher level, and I'm going to agree with you. If you're going to think on the spiritual level of why me, why does this happen, husband die, new relationships, shift happens, it's like, oh, please don't hit me with one more thing. And you go, there has to be
But
a
the new
reason.
relationship's the fun part.
Oh yeah, that's the fun part.
Okay, let's get into this now.
Okay, so
we're midlife women.
We are over 40.
We're not.
We're admitting it.
We're not 35. We're not 25.
And this is not your mama's breakup.
We've got mature lives that we're stepping into,
Right.
And yet here we have these new relationships. The fun part is
Behaving badly. What? I'm sorry.
The first handhold, the first kiss, all these fun things. I thought I was like so beyond.
Beyond.
I'm getting again.
Queen of kissing here.
The
Not
thrill.
beyond it. Never going to be beyond this.
But the first kiss, those new butterfly feelings, all of that excitement of new relationship and the whole new universe you're discovering in this other person. Wow.
Okay, she's so cute because she would tell you how far she's progressed in her relationship. I went online dating. Okay, that in itself is a comedy show. All right, and I was
I
collecting
think you
data.
wrote a book about that too.
No, I'll tell you, it was a comedy show, and after the 2 or 3 months that I was dipping into the shark pool, the dating pool, it was so depressing. It was so like, oh my God, everything they said about it is true. I gave up. I didn't want to do a show or a comedy routine or write a book. It was so depressing. And I'm a positive person, but there is a world out there of people who habitually lie and misrepresent and cheat and are not themselves because they don't know themselves. They try and be somebody that they think someone else wants
But weren't you in a process of self-discovery for yourself at that point in time? So
Well-
maybe that's why that was mirrored a little bit. I mean, you were discovering, who am I as a single person? Who am I as Genevieve? I know you hate that, but you love it. You were discovering you, and so you were getting all kinds of mirrors of what you didn't want as much as what you did want.
And that was a benefit. Saying what
Remember
I
the
don't
kilt
want.
man? That was kind of fun.
Okay, we're not going to go there with all the one night stands, or not
It
stands,
wasn't a
not stands.
one-night stand.
We're not going to go with all the relationships that I tried on to
trial
say,
balloon relationships.
is this going to work for a week, a month? How long is this going to last? The point was what you just said, which was brilliant. You find
course
out
it was.
who you find out who you are, what you're willing to accept, and what's a deal breaker, and you're willing to say no. And what have I got to lose? I'll be stuck with some guy who thinks I'm somebody I'm not, who isn't what I want, I'm settling, or who I have to say after a while, I was.
You can't
I
say
can't
it.
say it.
She can't say it. I'll say it. She was wrong.
And you don't want to go there. You don't want to go there. So you do a lot of self-adjusting as you go through this relationship lifestyle. Now, our girls are doing it too, so it's not just us.
And I had kind of a similar experience, but
Okay.
different.
Okay.
So I had been in a relationship for many years that I had ended some time ago, but we were still very involved. And then this new relationship kind of came in this place where I wasn't looking for a relationship. I didn't even want a relationship.
I think you were
gonna be
distracted
all about moi, learning to love me.
because
And learning about who I was
Right.
and who I needed to be and how to hold space for myself. All these things that, where I was giving my power away and I was doing for others too much and all that stuff.
right.
I was trying to kind of set this little paradigm of, what did I call it? Autonomy? Autonomy.
No
And
idea what that
then
means.
that's when the new relationship came in.
An autobiography.
Yeah,
An
and it's
auto
like, at
man.
my age, I'm 60, I'll be honest. We won't tell how old she is.
I actually
She's
didn't know
12.
that. I didn't know that.
Yes, you do.
No, I don't.
So anyway, I was trying to find who I was as you were trying to discover who you were and what you wanted, because we've been in a relationship for so long and it was so much about the other person
right.
that I needed that time to reestablish myself. But I guess once I kind of kicked in enough,
Yeah.
the universe was showing me this wonderful man that said,
Right.
hey, you want to try this? Well, I'm 60. I am dealing with cancer. How much more fun can I have in this life? I'm going to go for it.
What's wrong with loving yourself and someone else?
And the
Who loves
greatest healing in the whole journey had come as a result of this relationship, because we were undoing and reestablishing the meanness that had disappeared in the other relationship.
Say it again. You were undoing who you were or thought you had to be in that relationship. And in this new one, doing a dance that's different.
Self-rediscovery. reclaiming a lot of stuff that got shut down because it wasn't wanted or appreciated.
Right.
Stepping back into my joy and pleasure.
Right.
Stepping back into an experience where someone actually appreciates who I am.
And what you do, and what you could do for them.
Every part of me.
Really.
And really profoundly healing.
Very, very.
And yet, you know, you still got, it's like you're a teenager again when you step into these new relationships. I don't think we ever become so mature that those kinds of feelings don't get cropped up as you're exploring this new universe of a new person.
No, because you just said it. It's not about maturity. It's about feelings. And feelings are as old as you are.
Is relationship all about feelings?
Yes,
Yeah,
it is.
it is.
It's
So
the
sex
dance.
too. I
And
know she doesn't want to talk about
we don't talk about the L word.
it.
So, feelings and feelings are what matter. Katie Scarlett O'Hara. Feelings and recognizing how you're feeling in that moment of newness and listening to your feelings, paying attention.
And speaking. Now, intimacy is when you speak about your feelings.
Okay.
So, you know, as in this new mature relationship, both of us are so much better about getting in touch with our feelings, listening to our feelings, speaking about what needs we have in relationship to those feelings, and standing up for ourselves and each other.
Right.
As we move forward.
Okay, and here's a phrase, standing up for yourselves, taking a stand, a gentle, very positive, confident stand. You know what? I'm going to do this part of a relationship different now because this makes me happier. And I hope you're okay with that.
And this works for me, and this doesn't work for me.
And when you do what's right for you,
everything else works.
It's right for everybody who loves you.
It is.
And it's so important because I need to say it 3 times, and I've said it to the girls, and I've said it to any of the goddesses, and several of the goddesses at our camp, mature women, have also released relationships in the last year and a half. It's been amazing.
You're very powerful.
People die, people break up, people who are engaged go, nah, I changed my mind. You what?
We had a lot of deaths this year.
A lot in the last 2 years. So shift is what's happening, but being conscious that this is for my highest good. And when I do what's right for me, because I love myself and I want you to know who I am, I want to bring an honest person to this relationship. And I have to get over those fears that if I tell you what I like and want and don't like, that you will bail.
Well, will leave. What's really exciting is that in a new relationship, you get to set new patterns, new dynamics.
Yes.
And if you stay conscious and watchful about how you're feeling and what kind of dynamics you're creating,
right,
and what kind of dynamics you would like to avoid and what you would prefer,
right,
you've got a whole new clean slate.
Yes, I like the clean slate. And so what I was saying is that on the clean slate, you're saying, well, I acted this way for how many years in my old relationship? However long you were together. Was it 5, 10, 15 years, 20? And you go, well, this is all I know, but I've got a clean slate. A, how would I like it to be? I mean, even in fantasy, you can at least fantasize. B,
that's really important, actually. Your
really
imagination is how you create. So, you know, be mindful of what you want. What's interesting about the new relationship that I have is that I didn't even dare to dream about some of the benefits that I have in this relationship. It's like, yeah, they were kind of there. Gosh, it would really be nice if I had a helpmate. Gosh, it would really be nice if this and that and the other thing. But I never thought it was possible because the men I had been meeting previously were not that. And I thought it wasn't there.
Because you didn't expect it, so they showed up not having it.
But now
you ask for things, and this guy shows up, and he goes, yeah, sure. And you go, really? You be with me? You want to do that with me? You like doing that with me? This is really good. What else can we do together?
Well, the interesting part for me, too, is I'm dealing with what is considered to be a life-threatening situation.
Right.
That this man wants to walk through it with me. I was like, are you sure you want to do this? He'd done it before.
He was free on Saturday.
And he kind of said, well, you know, you never know how long you're going to have anyway, so we might as well enjoy what we got.
Smart.
Pretty smart. Smart guy.
Right?
I think we'll keep him.
Don't you love the smart guys?
So tell me a little bit about your new relationship.
I will not. But what I will do is I will generally tell you the pleasures of being in a new relationship, which I hope you will find too. And what I was starting to say is you have a clean slate.
Yeah.
So start visualizing what you want and knowing that you get to have that because you have the power to create the life you want. And here's your opportunity, right? He broke up with you, he died, whatever happened. What do I want now? What's right for me? Number 2, realize, be very conscious of what are the fears. What makes me think I can't have it? Well, I never had it before. Well, he wasn't that type of guy.
There'll be some new lessons with new people.
Oh yeah. So step up and
it'll
encourage.
Stretch and expand
exactly.
your possibilities.
It will, because I'm saying, you never thought he would, so he showed up. Every guy showed up not having that quality. Let's say I personally said, this is what I want. I want these 5 characteristics in a guy. And the guy shows up and you go, oh yeah, I asked for that. You're still back on the old story saying guys don't do that with you. And he shows up going, what do you want me to do? What kind of fun can we have together? And you go, you're going to have fun with me? Okay, so that shows up. So then the fear comes up. What if he says no? Well, what if he says no? That's where communication comes in.
Negotiation.
And the dance.
And
the dance.
Well, here's the thing. A lot of times we have an idea that what we would prefer needs to look like this.
Right.
And then when we speak to the other person, they say, well, I can't do that, but maybe I can do this. And so this negotiation process, because we want to please each other, we want to show up for each other, and we also have to be authentic and true to ourselves.
Always.
So there may be another way that it can look and that it can be, and that negotiation process is what creates that. So you don't have to say, oh, I can't have what I want, which is what I used to do. Oh, I guess I can't have that.
Spoiled brat.
I used to say that about everything. If he even made the slightest little face, I would go, oh, I can't have that. I got so shut down that I was in a straitjacket.
Right.
And now I'm opening it back up. And it's like I'm rediscovering me all over again.
It's delicious.
And the joy and pleasure in life.
When you like who you are and you're consciously aware of who you're becoming, and you're and let's face it, you need to praise yourself. You need to be very proud, because there's a lot of pain.
And she's really good at that, praising herself.
I really am. I like to think I teach others to see how great to see how good they are in life and can be. Because every bit of encouragement along the way keeps you on the path of love, self-love, and creating your best. Now, other people will join you on that path because you expect the best. People bring you the best. They know you wouldn't accept any less. Why waste your time?
My partner and I really put together a wonderful practice that we do every day. We know, of course, we've talked about this in the past, that the best aphrodisiac is appreciation.
I think maybe cherishment would go up there for girls. But
same difference.
Okay, fine.
Anyway, so the point is, every morning when we get up, we have our little cup of coffee.
Yeah, coffee.
And we set what we call intentions for the day. And we couch them in gratitude. So I'm so grateful that this thing I want to create is coming, is here, and how good it's going to feel. And we really kind of juice it up as we share together. And a big part of that is our appreciation for how we've shown up for each other and ourselves. So I'm so grateful that he finally did that thing he wanted to do, and I'm so grateful that I was able to hold the space for him. So we're acknowledging ourselves, we're acknowledging each other, we're cheerleading each other on the path, and we're consciously creating not only our day but our life together. And where we want to go with our lives. And it's so empowering. It really starts the day in a wonderful way.
And it keeps you connected.
Very.
Do you do that at the end of the night too?
Not always, but sometimes we do.
Sometimes I appreciate doing it at the end of the night. Either I write in my own gratitude journal 5 things I'm grateful for, like, good for you, honey, you cleaned that kitchen. Good for you, you didn't nag him about wanting to go out to dinner. Good for you, honey, you didn't, or whatever I'm doing these days. And that helps me feel like, okay, I was productive today. I was self-loving, and I was appreciative to my sweetheart. And things like that. And that, personally, helps me know that tomorrow, and puts your mindset when you go to sleep in a positive space, so you sleep soundly, and you feel calm because you feel productive and complete. And the next morning, you wake up in that mindset of gratitude, and the next day,
the way that I really do that is, for me, nighttime before I go to sleep is my meditation time.
Okay.
So I take that time with myself and my guides and the all that is, and that's kind of my personal time. In the morning, we have our shared time.
That's funny. Okay. So do what works for you and your partner. Because as I was saying, it is a dance. Now, the other thing about relationship is it may have to shift in ways that you weren't expecting. You may have to make compromises, which not to say you were...
Wait, I don't believe in compromise. I don't believe in compromise. No,
don't.
No, not
Let's
at all.
talk about this one. I certainly believe in compromise.
I don't believe in compromise.
Why? What?
Because I believe in creating win-wins. I don't want either one of us to have to feel we've sacrificed in any way.
Right.
So if we create a win-win, it might look different than what I thought I would prefer.
Right.
And that's the negotiation. But there's a core need that needs to be met.
Uh-huh.
And we want to make sure we meet that need.
For you or him?
Both of us. So, for instance, if I say, I need you to take me to the store today, something really bad, and he says, well, I've got all these other appointments.
Uh-huh.
Well, maybe we can do that tomorrow. I get to go to the store that I need, so I get my need met, whatever it was.
Right.
And he gets his need met. It just may look a little different than the way I had originally visioned it.
Okay, but not worse, and in fact, might even turn out even better.
Exactly.
But
so I don't lose out in any way, shape, or form, and neither does he.
Right.
So that's what I mean by I don't compromise. That doesn't mean we don't work on ways to make it work.
Right.
But it means that we get to have what we want, and nobody gets less than what they want.
Okay.
No
I don't buy that.
resentments. Yeah.
Well, certainly if you're always being honest, there's no room for resentment.
Yeah.
Because if you're always being honest and upfront and saying, for right now, and maybe I'll change my mind, maybe it'll work out. For right now, I can't do it today.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I really need to focus on this, get to work, da-da-da. I need to write some music for my next show, and I need all day. That's just, and you're honest and you're excited, and why would they want to spoil that? They can see you're happy, honest, and excited about something. Someone who loves you is going to do what's right for you, and they actually don't have to do anything.
And sometimes there are needs. For instance, with my partnership, we talk about things that we want to need in relationship that we may or may not be giving each other.
Yeah.
And for instance, one may not be good at something else.
Okay.
So then how can we meet that need in another way
Right.
that doesn't incorporate the way I thought I wanted it to look?
Okay.
So for instance, let's say
Okay.
it's a communication issue. Let's say the person is, fewer words than I tend to be.
Mm-hmm.
Then we find another way for me to understand his mode of communication
Right.
so that I can get the need for the communication met
Right.
in
right.
a way that we both get what's going on.
Right. Right. Learning a person's style.
Yeah, exactly.
And not making them wrong for it.
Exactly.
Just saying, I want to understand you. I want to understand when you say this, you mean this or this. Well, of course I mean this. Well, don't say of course. That's what communication's about. I want specifically, this is what it means, and you can change your mind.
But that expression on your face, what does that mean?
What is this? Yeah, don't give me that, schmuck. Are you laughing at me? Because you don't want to be in pain in a minute, do you? So yeah, communication and being honest about yourself and accepting that they are the way they are, and that's cool. Because guess what? The worst thing you can do in a relationship is go in there, try and change somebody. You don't do that.
It doesn't work.
No, because once again, either why would you want to present somebody you're not and have them love or fall in love with who you aren't, and then you got to keep up that facade, and why would you even want to be with somebody who is not real and themselves?
One really important piece I found.
I'm sorry, and then have to change them. Go ahead.
That Love Languages book is just really great.
Exactly.
I don't know who the author is, but it's the Love Languages.
Yeah.
Everybody expresses love and wants to receive love, and it means different things to them. Some people, it's gifts.
Right.
Like for her. And for some people, it's about service. And for some people, it's about words.
Right.
And for some people, so there's different ways we express love and want to receive love.
Right.
And if we can communicate that to our partner, then it's more likely that we may actually get the quality of experience that we're wanting that helps to validate love in our love language and in their love language. And it's going to be different.
I'm going to have you repeat that in just a second. Do we have time to go into this, or are we
We're
over?
at 24 minutes now.
Okay, so we need to end this show, and the next one will be about the 5 languages of love, because it's so important. It's just brilliant. Important. So, relationship shifts, no matter what your age and maturity in life.
The same.
You peel the onion, you feel your feelings, you understand if you're honest about who you are as you're discovering your new self in this new relationship.
And take a stand.
And take a stand for who you are, what you truly honestly want. Don't try and change someone else.
Or yourself.
Try and change yourself. Try and change yourself, because you're changing to be what you fantasize. I've always wanted to be. I've always visualized. I want this in a relationship. Change yourself.
But you don't want to change for the other person.
No, you change yourself to match what you want.
There you go.
And know that I can have it, and then you will attract the perfect person who shows up with what you said you wanted.
Yeah.
Is that perfect?
That's perfect.
I love our new relationships.
We're so happy and so blessed and so grateful to you for taking this ride with us too.
Thank you.
Good morning, guys.
Good morning, Goddess.